However, as we probe deeply into the nature of matter, any physical object, including our own body, then we end up, of course, with particles. And one of the things that is posed by the measurement problem is that prior to measurement, particles don't exist as particles. They exist as probability waves. And they exist as probability waves in an infinite dimensional space, usually referred to as Hilbert space. So, of course, Hilbert space is not space in the sense that we usually think of space. It has infinite dimensions, or some people say 0 dimensions. But this Hilbert space, infinite dimensional or 0 dimension, houses the wave function.
Some way that you can have a particle with high energy and low mass, for example, or 0 mass even.
Technically, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we sometimes talk in terms of things like the photon.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, if you have all sorts of furniture and you set fire to it, you're converting that mass into an energy which might not necessarily be the most efficient energy. Mm.
And what it means is that if I'm walking down the pavement and just make a snap decision as to whether I'm going to go left or right, if my decision depends on what some little particle in my brain was doing, then I will actually end up doing both. And the life of mine effectively splits into 2 parallel realities.
For today's video, I want to do a little experiment. Follow the instructions in this video. What it's going to do is it's going to show you how to shine a laser through 2 tiny little slits and then project what that does against the wall. I really want you to try this because you should see with your own eyes the phenomena that has led to a series of discoveries that has challenged everything we know about light, matter, and reality itself. Super Answer File MLP Luigi said, "Can you do a video on the double slit experiment?" Yes, I can. Oh, right, here we go. Let's step in the Wayback Machine to the late 1600s, where it was pretty much settled science that light traveled as a particle. There have been a lot of experiments to back this up, and it even had the support of Sir Isaac Newton, and he was not known to be wrong about things. But then a physicist named Thomas Young created the double slit experiment. And it consisted of a box through which light traveled through 2 very tiny slits, and then a little eye hole where he could look in and see what that did when it projected to the other side of the box. The thinking was that if it traveled like a particle, it would create 2 parallel lines on the other side of the box because it was projecting through those lines, just like bowling balls flying through pins at the end of a bowling lane. That's not what happened. What he saw instead was the same strange pattern of lines that you're seeing in this experiment. Young recognized what he was seeing right away. It's an interference pattern. You see, when waves combine, it creates what's called interference. Like if you take waves in water, when they hit each other, the peaks will combine to create taller peaks, and the peaks and troughs will cancel each other out, which creates this pattern of higher peaks and then stillness. And when that gets projected against the surface, you get the weird double slit experiment pattern. This only happens if light is traveling as a wave. That's the only explanation for this.
I'm having a bad week. I'm having a really bad week, and I'm feeling a little bit down. The first bad thing that happened to me is at the beginning of the week, a whole bunch of students at Perimeter came running over to me and they said, "We just read in a blog and in the newspaper that one of your students, ex-students, has been arrested for running an internet prostitution ring." And I said, "Oh my God." Turned out it was true. The next day, immediately afterward, they brought me the Scientific American, and there's a great big page that begins with, a great big picture of me, the bad boy of physics. I thought, oh my God, what did they find out?